Hello everyone, and welcome to another Let's Playthrough with me, your host Tim. And today we will be playing through Legacy of the Ancients again. It has been 4 years, 5 years or so since I last played the game. Last time I played this, Legacy of the Ancients, was the last time I uploaded it to YouTube. I haven't watched my old playlist, though I do remember that I had endless sound and voice issues while playing that game. And indeed, after this introduction right here, I'm going to stop the recording, go and see how my voice and whatnot is coming out, to make sure that it's much better than it was. There's some additional support for recording it now in my emulation software, and I am looking forward to playing this game again. Oh my goodness, it has been too long. What is Legacy of the Ancients? Legacy of the Ancients is my #1 game on my top whatever list of any games ever made. This was the first game I ever purchased with my money back when I was like 10. I got $30 as a communion gift, Catholic. I was like, I want a video game, and it came down to this game or another one back at Toys R Us. They had a whole aisle dedicated to PC games in these giant record sleeves is what they look like. I can't begin to describe them now. Imagine a folder. That's what the discs came in. You got a disc, you got the code wheel, and you got the game manual. All right there. I remember the back of the disc sleeve said Dungeon Slime never looked so good. And it still to this day, this is the best Dungeon Slime I have ever seen. This is my #1. It is a great, fantastic game. We're going to play it together. This is a role-playing game. I like to say it's open world, although you will need to complete the main quest. There are no real side quests, but there will be things you want to do. This game was made, as you can see, in 1987. Oh, so I thought this game was 1985. Okay, so then I was 12 when I got this game, not 10. This is the prequel to The Legend of Black Silver. And if you like this game, you will like Legend of Black Silver. Or maybe you've heard of Legend of Black Silver, but not Legacy of the Ancients. Legend of Black Silver was made, I think, the following year by the same team that made this one. This was an Electronic Arts game from way back when. And if I remember correctly, it was made by, I want to say, 3 people. 2 brothers did most of the coding. I think they were twins. The Dowdy brothers, I think? I don't remember their first names. And another gentleman did the music and sound effects, I think, for the game. And if I can find it, I will put a link here somewhere for you, in the description, actually, where you can get because I remember him uploading it to his website, where you could get a symphony that played the theme that we just heard together. The game will have 3-dimensional dungeons that will have random monsters walking around, similar to Grimrock, if you're familiar with it. But it's only going to be us, not a team of people in the dungeon. Combat is turn-based, however, and the above-world combat will be very similar to Final Fantasies in that a creature will just show up and then you exchange blows with it and then you win or you run away or what have you. Then there's combat inside towns or castles, and that would be more like a turn-based game, though you will just be bringing yourself to it. The game has a bunch of mini-games in it. We'll be seeing what those are. I do plan to record some Stones of Wisdom as well. I love Liar's Dice. And I can't think of anything else really to say, other than I've beaten this game many times, every 3 to 4 years. And this doesn't include the 12 to 28 times I beat it when I was a kid, ages ago now. So, wow, I can't wait to play this again. So, I'm going to go check the recording, everyone. When I come back, hopefully things will have been recorded well. I'll be ready to play a game together. So, give me a few seconds. Okay, everyone, it sounds like the game's coming out really well. My voice is pretty much perfect. A lot of the issues took place in the dungeons where my sound became garbled and staticky or cut off before I could finish a sentence or made my voice sound like a robot, if I remember correctly. So the dungeons will be where we get the actual test. That will probably actually begin happening right away since we start in a thing that's like a dungeon, so we'll find out. Scenes from the Legacy don't actually work. The disk image I possess, it doesn't let you play the Scenes from the Legacy. Oh well, what are you going to do? So, hey, at least I can still play the game, right? So let's go ahead and play the game. Play the game? Oh, I got hit 1. That's right. Enter key. The enter key is not the enter key. So, we want to start a new game. I no longer have the disk image from a long time ago. The computer that I had played Legacy of Ancients on from years ago was stolen. So, we will go and select the disk. In the past, I edited these parts out, but I think I will leave them in this time. Mostly because there was a huge amount of editing I needed to do to append all these together. So I'm not going to do that this time. So we're going to select this. Oh, nope, that's not what we want. We want to select ourselves a save disk. So we'll select our legacy save disk. It's going to format our disk for us. This is perfectly fine. Okay, now what's the name for us? So, last time I think I picked Galvin or Trimus was the name of my character. I think it was Galvin. We're gonna go with Trimus this time. Trimus's adventures begin. Okay, let's go ahead and select disc 1. And we're good to go. That's you want to yes. Okay, so here we go. You are only a poor peasant on the world of Tarmalon, so it's hardly surprising that you have never seen a dead man before. His crumpled figure lies forlornly by the side of the road. Fighting your fear, you kneel by the still warm corpse. You see a look of panic on his face, a gold band around his wrist, and a large leather scroll clutched tightly to his chest. You've never been a thief, yet something compels you to reach for the leather scroll. Getting the armband off is trickier, but you manage to snap it around your own wrist. You scoop up 2 green coins lying nearby and hasten on your way. Before you've gone more than a few steps, your senses waver and shift. Rising from the mists, as though you've never been this way before, is a magnificent structure of polished stone. A shimmering archway beckons. It occurs to me, I better hope that I made these discs read-only. We'll have to... Oh, there we go. Never so. We'll interrupt this really quick. The copy protection on this game was twofold way back when, though only one I was aware of. You needed a code wheel in order to access the museum we're going to leap right into right now. In that way, unless you knew what anywhere from, I think it was 3 to 6 numbers based upon a world and a something else, I think a symbol or something of the sort, you had to enter this code. If you didn't get the code, you weren't able to access the museum. After so many failed times, the game would lock on you, and that was pretty much it. The game also had another copy protection associated with it, though I was only made aware of this years later. The game, if it sees that your game disks can be written to, knows that your game was not the official game. Rather, you had a copy, and it would write to those disks over your copy, deleting everything on that disk. As such, the game wanted to record over my disk image, which I'm not going to allow it to do today. So welcome to the game, everyone. This is our look and feel for the game inside the actual museum. We're going to go over this very briefly, and then we'll be good to go. Well, maybe not so briefly. So first off, as you can see, I didn't hit anything on my keyboard here. The game is timed. After so many seconds have elapsed, you will pass your turn, allowing anything to happen in the game that would normally happen. Basically, all the other monsters or what have you would take a turn, like a step towards you or attack you if they were adjacent to you or could hit you from ranged. I believe the first letter of all these words we see on the left side of the screen allows us to access that menu. Armor, for example, allows us to equip armor. We can you can carry at most 3 different types of armor at one time. You can fight anything that you wish. Here, inside a 3-dimensional area, hitting F will let you swing with your equipped weapon at whatever was in front of you, or shoot with it if it was a ranged weapon. You are not penalized for engaging in combat against a creature that is adjacent to you if you have a ranged weapon. Game speed allows you to control how fast the messages scroll by on the screen. We'll set it to 3 at the moment. Hold, it lets you hold certain items in your hand. Right now, we don't possess anything but the gold armband and the compendium. We'll go ahead and just hold on to the gold armband at the moment. Inventory lets us see everything we're carrying, and also lets us see our stats. We are level 1. No time has passed day-wise for in this world. We have a studded hide equipped because it's white in color, shoddy, which is the worst type of studded hide. Our stats are all 15. The lowest they can, well, not the lowest they can be, but 15 is the start. Here's other possessions. We have 2 jade coins, a gold armband, which I mentioned earlier, and our compendium. We can pass manually if you want creatures to get close to us. We can rob someone in 3 dimensions if we really wish to. I don't really see how that would ever be useful in this area here. We can speak to things if you want in this 3 dimensions, though I don't think we will do that aside from speaking to the caretaker. We can take things here, which I think we might do once or twice. We can use things. We use whatever we're holding. Weapon allows us to equip a weapon, which we have none at the moment, and examine lets us look at our surroundings. We are in an ancient museum. A torch crackles nearby. It also lets us reveal traps. We have 100% trap detection. We're a peasant. We're really good at recognizing traps. Everything wants to kill us, so we're naturally paranoid about everything. On your right is obviously you can obviously see everything here in the world. Now, you have to bear with me as I try to figure out what this does. Wow. I'm going to need to take a look at the controls again. It has been a long time since I've done this. I used to remember, was it this? Yes. And this is backwards? Wow. Okay. I remember this. The PC keyboard is different than the Commodore keyboard was. So the keys are a little different when it comes to movement. My bracket is north. Semicolon is left. Single quote right. And question mark key is walk backwards. You turn left or right by pressing left or right. You move up and down by moving up and down. So this is basically Grimrock. Only you can't strafe in this game. You must turn in order to move in that direction. Finally, you can see our current hit points. We have 200 out of 200. We have 40 gold and 20 gold and 40 days of food, or 40 uses of food. Food is consumed faster in different types of terrain. You also eat food while in dungeons, or it goes bad or something of the sort. Alright, let's go exploring. I have maps of all the dungeons of this game, but I don't have a map of the museum. My maps are in a different room at the moment. I don't intend to get to the first dungeon within the first hour, because then it'll be dinner time for me. But we'll see how far we can get. That sound you hear is the crackling of the torches. That faint buzzing sound means we're approaching our first exhibit. I believe this is welcome, is what this says. It's been so long. Oh, beautiful welcome exhibit. Let's take a look at this. Welcome to the famed Tarmalon Museum. Welcome, noble traveler, to this galactic museum on the planet of Tarmalon. The museum provides views and gateways to many fascinating aspects of planetary life. Use standard coins to view exhibits. Please do not give away coins or feed the Tarmalon natives. Have a nice day. And now, this passage has opened up for us now that we've seen our first exhibit. It's also a neat way to force you to recognize how you interact with exhibits in this game. Let's take a look at what I think is Pirate's Treasure. I love this game so much. Let's take a look. You see a plaque. It reads Pirate's Treasure. Insert topaz coin. We don't have one. This shows the blue there is like a bay of water going into a cave mouth. This looks like it's inside some sort of mountain, with the light blue being the sky, and that weird brown greenish texture being a path of some sort leading into the cave. We'll be back there later. beginning of the game, by the way, is some of the most difficult parts of it. Getting money will be very difficult. Sure, we'll go this way. Go this way first. This is going to loop us around, if I remember correctly, and we'll see lost displays as an exhibit on our right. Yes. Yes, we will. I'm sorry, everyone. I have the biggest grin on my face remembering everything as I play this. Insert sapphire coin. We don't have any sapphire coins, and this exhibit won't even give us a hint as to what is on display here. Some exhibits are gates. I say that without meaning an in-game gate. What I mean, although some are certainly those as well, we will need a sapphire coin from a certain area of the game to proceed to other areas of the game. Weaponry. We will not look at, well, we can examine it. The ancient art of weaponry. Insert jade coin. You haven't used this exhibit. Insert your jade coin? No, we will not do so. I believe this exhibit changes depending upon when you decide to view it. If you view it now, we will get a superb dagger. If we view it a little later, I think we get a superb club, or leaded club, and if we view it even later than that, we can get a, I want to say a good spear, or halberd? Bladed spear, bladed staff. There, I think that's what it is, bladed staff. Your gold bracelet glows. A strange voice sounds inside your head. Do not be alarmed. You are just hearing my thoughts, as recorded by the bracelet. Since you are now wearing my bracelet, I must be dead. I therefore charge you to continue my mission. To neutralize the evil scroll of spells before it destroys everything. You see, the leather scroll you now carry is the immensely evil Wizard's Compendium. Since it cannot be destroyed outright, you must learn how to render its magic harmless. Beware! There are those who would think nothing of killing you in order to possess the magic compendium. There is little more to tell. By now you must be inside the Galactic Museum, your entrance gained by the bracelet and my obsidian code disk. This museum was built by a race of ancient beings who constructed many such museums on many different planets. These ancients designed each museum for their own amusement. If you're clever, you'll find many answers here. Yet, since you're not one of the ancients, you'll have to scrounge around the countryside for coins to view exhibits. Remember your quest. Good luck. Okay, so when I was a kid, this made perfect sense. I'm like, yeah, that's right, a bunch of people made this planet and whatnot. But in-game, it occurs to me that Trimus might not understand any of that. The only thing he would probably get from the bracelet is that the scroll's bad, unless the bracelet filled him with all sorts of knowledge from like everyone else who carried the bracelet and was attempting to do this. We'll go with that in order to have Trimus just be, to make the game make a little more sense. Thornberry. A typical town of Tarmalon. Insert jade coin. We'll be back for this one as well. Two exhibits down here. We're going to take a look at both of these. Ancient artifact. Exhibit closed. Huh. Looks like there was something on that plinth? Altar? It's gone now. This one's Stones of Wisdom. We'll be back for this. Stones of Wisdom. Insert amethyst coin. Last time I didn't record any of the games of Stones of Wisdom that I did, except for maybe 2 of them. This time around, I'll record all of them, and I'll put a link in here so that you can skip it. At the time I had done the original recording, links were not supported in YouTube. So you couldn't skip it. Like, the best thing you could do was simply not record it and do a cut. Information. Welcome to our museum. I am the museum caretaker. Although my influence outside this museum is limited, I'll provide you with help and information whenever I can. Right now, you should explore the world around you.
Feel free to use the museum exhibits or, if you'd rather, use the doors to go directly outside.
And that's all he tells us at the moment. A little bit more knowledge for you viewers. I don't think I'm going to give too much away here. Well, actually, this might give away way too much, but we're going to talk about it anyway. The scroll is basically a weapon of mass destruction, able to bring about Armageddon on this planet, or any planet which it resides on. It was stolen from this museum, but for some reason, we've never bothered to talk to the... Oh, hey! We never bothered to tell the caretaker about this. So why aren't we going to view this exhibit here? Weaponry, because although we have no weapons, I don't want that dagger to start. There's Thornberry again. I think there's another green exhibit that I would like to view somewhere around here. I want to say there's 3 of them. That's tapestry. Oh, no, it's not. What is this one? I don't remember. Oh, this is the fountain. Sure. You haven't used this exhibit. Insert your jade coin? Sure. Here you see a replica of the famous enchanted flower fountain. Legend says that its waters once flowed in splendor. One day, a tulip was taken from the fountain gardens, and the fountain water stopped. The stories say that only when a flower is returned will the fountain flow again. Myth or fact? Judge for yourself. In either case, the museum has agreed to help search for the tulip. Do you want to help search? Absolutely. Bring the tulip back here for a nice reward. Meanwhile, here's some native gold to aid you in your search. That is enough money to, I believe, buy a superb dagger. I want to say a superb dagger is 98 gold, which is why I didn't want to read about it in the other exhibit. There are, I want to say, 2 other exhibits we could go and look at, but we can't actually interact with them at the moment. Actually, there's another one. I think we're going to pass this way? No, this leads back to Thornberry. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh, by the way, you might be wondering why it's giving me directions in here. This is because this is an old school game. You need to make the maps when you played this. I made all the maps for this game, Legend of Black Silver, which is uploaded to my channel. Eye of the Beholder was another one. I think Eye of the Beholder 2 was another one that I made maps for. And there was another game when I had done maps. It's also the reason why I'm quite happy having the computer make maps for me now. It's, computers are awesome. I no longer need to do it myself. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Sure, let's use our jade coin. This exhibit shows a typical Tarmalon town called Thornberry. The town was established over 100 lifespans ago by a group of wealthy merchants. Thornberry has changed little since its founding. The rich and the poor still live on opposite sides of town, separated by a massive stone wall. Despite its inequity, Thornberry is a bustling community, containing shops, craftsmen, banks, and places of amusement. Would you like to go to Thornberry? Absolutely. Here's some gold to spend on your trip. The amount of gold you get when going to Thornberry is a bit random, but I believe viewing the tulip fountain and then viewing Thornberry gives you the most gold for your starting adventure. And here we are in a town. We're going to talk about this really quick. So, as I mentioned before, or no, that's right, I did mention before because I couldn't get the scenes of the ancients to work. So I am the symbol right here. This guy with a very tiny head here. And these yellow guys are the guards. We can attack them, but they'll slaughter us and then throw us in jail and then we'll die. These right here are trees, or bushes, these weird green things. That other thing you see above or to the right of the trees is the gate, or the city wall. As you can see, we just can't walk outside because we have guards everywhere. This is a shop. Right now we can see its roof, and it also looks like it has a chimney there. We can walk into this oddly colored symbol right here. This is the doorway or entryway into the shop. The roof will vanish, and then we can have a peek inside. This So we can see the walls around it. We can see the merchant standing across. And this other strange orange thing here, that's the counter. As long as you're near a counter, you can speak, and you can speak to the merchant. Let's see what he's doing. Earl's used boat shop. Want to buy a raft for 260 gold? No thank you. How about some climbing gear for 33? We could use climbing gear, so sure. Climbing gear purchased. And we're going to hold that climbing gear. Okay, let's keep poking about. What do we got down here? Oh, hey! Alright, so over here we have a fortune teller. If it's 7 gold or less, we'll have a fortune read. Sure, the cloudy crystal. Read your fortune for 7 gold? Sure. Buyback shops pay nicely once you learn to negotiate. They give you little tips for the game. I don't think there's anything in here that tells you what you should be doing next. These are games of chance. I think there's blackjack and flip-flop are here. Let's play some blackjack? Sure, play some blackjack. So, if you're not... Are you familiar with blackjack? I'm assuming you are. So, it's played with a deck of cards, like we use here in the real world. And a 10 or a suit is worth 10 points. A ace is worth 1 or 10 points, I think? Everything else is worth the number of points on the card. Your objective is to get to as close to 21 as possible without going over. In the case of ties, the house wins. And the house always goes after you, so the odds are always in the house's favor. We won't need instructions. I'll bet 5 gold. We'll do this game twice. 15. Okay, so we're going to hit once. 20. Let's stay there. Oh, that's right. And the house also must stop drawing cards once it hits like 17 or 18. The house is not allowed to draw any more cards in a desperation attempt to win, because that wouldn't be fair. We'll do it one more time. Now, if the house gets a blackjack, if they get a 21, they instantly win, and the dealer will say as much. Oh yeah, and this is the other thing. The house sees my total at all times. I don't see one of their cards until I stay. Oh wow, we can hit again. This is awesome. Oh, a 5 or less. If we get 5 cards, I think we also win. We'll hit. Oh, I knew that was a bad idea. No, we're done with blackjack. You could have won big. Yeah, I know. But this is the game I would like to play. Flip-flop. Yes. Let's read the directions together. Oh, by the way, well, never mind. I'll talk more about the game itself and how amazed I am at it later. Flip-flop is a gambling game of skill and chance. You drop a ball from the top of the screen. It bounces from bumper to bumper and falls into a bucket at the bottom. Do you see all those triangles? The purple ones will bounce the ball to the right. The green ones will bounce the ball to the left. You want to try to quickly scan this map of triangles to figure out where the ball will go and then drop the ball. The triangles are going to be flip-flopping while the ball is dropping and beforehand. They flip faster before the ball drops and then slower afterwards. So the faster you can make up your mind to where the ball is going to go, the better. Oh, and it said that already. There you go. Okay, nice. Here's an example. You win gold by correctly guessing which bucket the ball will fall into. You can also win special bonus by guessing the correct color. Since the ball is less likely to fall into the outer buckets, they pay more gold. You win the amount you bet on 1 to 2, double your bet at 3 to 4, 5 times your bet on 5 to 6. Of course, we don't believe in giving away our gold. To make things fair, the bumpers flip-flop back and forth, as you can see right there. After you place your bet, you'll have a few moments to decide which bucket you think the ball will drop into. You've only got a few seconds, like maybe 5. You'll have a while to study the bumpers and pick a bucket. If time runs out, we'll drop the ball and pretend you chose bucket 6. Not in your favor, in other words. We don't need directions. Remember, flip-flop is as much skill as chance. Watch the flippers and choose buckets carefully. Hint, keyboard is easiest. Yes, it is. Let's do one thing of practice. So right now, the bucket's going to go in 2. Oh, no, 3. Oops, 1 more. Yeah, let's try 1 more time. So, 3. Yep, you gotta be really, really quick. As you can see, the bumpers all flip rapidly at the end of a match. We're good. We don't need more practice. I think we'll bet 10 gold 3 times and see how well we do. This is just pure luck. We'll bet white. Go with 2. 10 gold. Alright, let's do it again. 2 again. Nice. It's gonna go... Oh, no! Ah, 5, 2. That was a shame. Let's do this again. 3. Oh! Again with the flip. Again! Man, he must have his hand on like a button. He's making me lose. 5? Oh, wow. That's awesome. 50 gold. Let's do 1 more. That was awesome. 2. Ooh. Oh, thank goodness. And 5 bonus gold. 1 more time's good. 2. And I love flip-flop. It's a very easy way... Oh! 3! It's a very easy way to make lots of money. Not that time. Let's do this again. 1. Wow, they keep flipping the bumpers right when my thing is heading down. And we're done. We don't need to bet anymore. No, we're good. Thank you. Why don't I keep doing this? Well, because if you win too much money, they accuse you of cheating, and everyone goes aggro on you, and you get beat up. Later on, we can defend ourselves against an attack from the town, but we cannot do so at level 1, especially without any weapons. You can rob merchants and kill them and take their stuff. You'll only have a few seconds then to get out of town before you're attacked. That's a buyback shop. Until our charisma's higher, it's pointless for us to really use that. Towns will remember you if you go back to that same town that you robbed within a certain amount of time. So make sure you don't do that. This is a loan shark? Friendly Lending Association. We will never borrow money. The rates are terrible. Actually, do they tell you what the rates are? No, they don't. Friendly rates. Would you get a loan from a bank if they didn't tell you what your APR would be? Of course you wouldn't. Why would we do that? Hello, merchant of armor. What are you selling today? Fair ring mail. No, we won't buy any of that. Soup kitchen, food and water. Okay, so we will need food. Let's take 55 days. Sure, we'll earn some gold. Here's some mail delivered to Big Rapids. We're going there anyway. Big Rapids will be to the southeast of this town. Wow, how do I remember that? Oh, Big Rapids. Big Rapids is one of my favorite towns because it's got a giant bridge over the river that runs through the center of it. Here's the fancy part of the town. Here's a bank. We can leave some money in here. The money will slowly start to increase as time goes by. Let's leave 35 gold. It's always good to leave money in the bank. This way, if you get, well, let's just say if anything happens to you, you have money in the bank, as it were. And I think this is the weapon shop. That's a jail over there. I think we can speak to the gentleman, but then the town might attack us, so we don't want to do that. Unless I'm thinking of black silver instead. A great knife. We'll take it. And we'll equip it. Weapons and armor can break. I believe weapons have a much higher chance of breaking in this game than in black silver. So we're going to equip that dagger. I think mostly in the dungeons is when